the coolest thing about you is you are a guy who fights in a cage for money, and that's not the most interesting thing about you. You are making these anti-poaching videos touring the world. Tell me a little bit about this creation and this project that you're working on, man.
Yeah, before, wait a second. My camera? No, can I switch my camera?
Oh,
You see this guy there?
yeah, yeah.
He's in charge for it. So he's the guy, he's the main guy. He's doing all the production, he's doing all the videos, and he has like the farm and the area and everything. So
Yeah,
he's like basically the guy who helps me with that.
amazing.
Um, yeah, it is very interesting. And as I see the videos, I'm like, what the fuck? I really want to go back right now because it's beautiful, man. And it's just, how can I say? It is something I kind of felt I can do something and I can like have an impact on something, like fighting is like basically just for me, I fight for myself, I fight for my family and everything, but at the end of the day I fight because I want to fight and I love the sport. And with all this anti-poaching or especially like animal rights stuff, it is something for the whole world. It's like, imagine like we looking at each other, I don't know, in maybe 30 years, and then we say, oh, now we have like 500,000 rhinos again on this planet, where we just had like, I don't know, 10,000.
Yeah.
So, or even less, so yeah, it's really something I look forward for, like for the future. It's like a future project. I want to see how it grows. It's like a little baby. Yeah.
Dude, man, it's so cool. The video quality, like, let's talk about the video quality. Like, how many people are out here filming this? Because it looks incredible, doesn't it? Like, it is well put together.
We were like a three-man team, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's like everyone you see in the videos is doing the videos. So basically, I'm the guy who not film anything because I'm shit on the camera. I can't even take good pictures. But I have one guy who is like one of my best friends since our birth. We he's born in November. I'm born in December. So
Yeah.
our mothers have been friends. So he's with me. That's the Felix, and then the other guy is Mowgli, and this is also the guy who is like what I said is in charge with everything. And both of them, they did all the productions for all these videos.
Man, they look incredible. And tell me a little bit about the efforts, the anti-poaching efforts that you folks are actually doing out there.
Yes. So I'm like right at the beginning. So I'm not like an already established anti-poacher or something. I
Mm.
really need to do like all the certificates and all the
Certificates?
courses.
Wait, what? There's certificates for this?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You need
No way.
you need gun certifications, you need tracking
Oh,
certifications, you need like all the basically you need to know how to live off grid, in the bush, while
mm.
the bush is like kind of very dangerous. It's like it's like you have like this big farm, and everything is like with like fences and stuff, and you kind of like feel safe, but you could not just go out and camp by yourself, because the leopard will show up in the evening, or some other animals, they just run over you. So you need to know some basic stuff. So there's obviously some basic courses and everything, which includes tracking and all this, and stop the bleed.
Yeah.
So stuff which you could also use for your regular life. And then you have all the specific stuff, like shooting, tracking and all this stuff. Yeah, which is like specific for anti-poaching.
Bro, it is, man. It is such a cool project. And it's awesome to see you doing all that kind of work, man. Like, and how's the
Yeah.
travel out there and travel back and all that?
Yeah, South Africa is kind of interesting, I have to say. It's very beautiful
Mhm.
nature-wise. It is probably the most beautiful place I've ever been. I've been around the world a couple times,
Mhm.
Asia as well, and Asia has really nice places as well, like Thailand and Vietnam and all this.
Yeah.
But South Africa is something really, really special, and I think it's because of the animals. So you go out in these national parks, and then you just drive around with your car, and then you see, like, I don't know, a big hippo with his baby going into the water, and then they just floating in the water, and they disappear, and you are like, what the fuck, it's such a big animal, and it just disappears. And it's so majestic, it's like, I can't really describe it, how you feel like when you are staying there, and you can go out and you just watch an elephant has his dinner, just eating some plants, and you are like satisfied. You're like, oh man, that's so crazy, because you grow up, where can you find, or where can you see all these animals? You Most of the time you see them caged in a zoo, or in an animal park or something like that, and it doesn't even come close to what it is when you see them in their natural habitat. It's, for me, it's something beautiful, and I'm really, really glad that I have like the experience, because it's also something what I would not say every man strives for, but a lot of people, especially a lot of young men, strive for, like, being in the outside, make your fire by yourself, make the food by yourself, just rely on your skills, I say, and it's like the section you see there now, it's like where
Mm.
we have our camp. We can sleep in the inside, so we don't need to sleep in the outside, but everything else we do on the outside. We do like our little fire spots. We cook on this fire spot. We have also a video which we probably upload after the fight. We have like a
Mm.
bush kitchen special video where I made like some really, really nice burgers, and we invited like our full anti-poaching ranger, which is like our main ranger on the farm, Santos.
Mm.
He's like an African guy, and we made burgers for him, and it was his first burgers ever, and he just fucking loved it so much. And we have like really cool stuff. We stopped a little bit putting out all the content, because I
Yeah.
had like my fight week for Oberhausen,
Yeah.
and then I had like my training camp in Thailand. So we kind of like switched a little bit the content, but we still have a lot of content from Africa, actually.
Well, yeah, that's what I figured, because you guys already had a bunch of videos. Then I saw the Thailand ones, and the Thailand ones also look good. And we'll get to that in a minute. But you mentioned something there of like a lot of young men want to go out and try to
Yes,
survive in the wild.
yes,
There is a want in young men that I can relate to of like, if
yes,
someone phoned me now and they're like, "Hey, do you want to go sailing?" And I'd be like,
yes,
"Yeah, fuck
yes,
yeah." What is
right?
this need of us to like want to go adventure and try to barely survive in any habitat? Like, why is there a want in all of us to be like, I want to almost die sometime this week?
Yeah, right, right. You're absolutely right. I don't think I can really explain why it is, but
Mm,
I can just guess, and it's like our, I would say, and I maybe probably people would take it controversial, but I think like
mm,
man and woman are like completely different.
mm,
We equal in everything, which comes to rights and stuff, but we are
mm,
so different in attributes and in like living, and what we want to do. And for me, it's like the people I surrounded with, like the mans I surrounded with, they always wanted to be mans, like I've grown up, and people went to go fishing and go out camping. We have like a lot of good landscapes where I grew up, so
mm,
it was nice to do, and it was easy to do it. And then the same when it comes to like Africa and all this, like living in the outside, it gives you this little feel of being alive, and how often our young men are not really alive. They wake up, take social media, gonna watch social media. Oh yeah, he's doing this. Oh, and then he's doing that. Yeah, you relate on everything what everyone else is doing around you, but you do nothing by yourself. And I think as soon as you're out, you have to do everything by yourself, and then it starts like, oh, I can do it, I can do it. I think it is something in us. It's a little bit like fighting. Yesterday I explained to a German
mm.
reporter. She was asking, and she's like, "Hey, how can you be so good with animals, and then you're gonna fight, and you heard a human like in a cage?" And I said, "It's like, it's because I don't have this mindset. I don't go in there to hurt him. I'm gonna go in there to beat him, because it's a match. It's an MMA match, so it's a competition. So I want to be first in competition. That's
Yeah.
it. It's not if I hurt him during this process. This is what happens in combat sports, but it's not like my intention to hurt him." And I told her, like, my heart is full of love. I love all the people around me. I love my family, my wife, and obviously I love the animals. Grow up with dogs and everything, and now it comes like to bigger animals when it comes to rhinos and elephants. So yeah, it is. I think it is just something in our DNA. Like the UFC is saying, fighting is in our DNA, and I would
Mhm.
totally agree. I would totally agree. I really don't know what's really truth in our history. I mean, I can just suggest. But if I look at the Roman Empire, look at the Colosseum, look at the gladiators, you look at the Vikings, look at the samurais, they all fought. And they all have been very, I think so. When you read books and stuff, a lot of good people, especially people who can fight. And this is what I told her as well. Like everyone I met who's a fighter, at the end of the day, they are really good persons. They are not going out making any trouble, making any bad decisions because they know how bad it can turn out. And most of the people are just chill, man. And we just love to fight.
Well, it's such an odd thing too of like all these martial arts masters going back in history, all these people who were like, yeah, I invented judo, I invented jujitsu. I like all these people, they're so chill and they just like write books about meditation and stuff like that. And you got into meditation, I'm sorry, you got into breathing exercises recently, right?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
tell me about that.
yeah. It's game changing, man. It's like for me, I started MMA for like really breaking out like generation curses. Like my mom, she on my grow up, she filled me with love and everything, but she was like a single mom. My dad was away. My dad was
Mhm.
kind of like a little troublehead. He was fighting on streets and stuff. And then it was not that I wanted to be in his footsteps, but it was like everyone was like calling me like like they called the name of my father and say, "Hey, Junior," and blah blah. Blah. And like from a very young age, I felt like responsibility, kind of like be someone in the city, like not just a random guy. I have to be someone. And I told my mom I will not really do it with like a regular job or something.
Mhm.
So I stopped picking up fighting when I was, yeah, 18 years old. I did like Wing Chun and Jiu-Jitsu before that, and then fighting came towards, and then I started doing all the kickboxing stuff. And in this whole process, I just realized I only do it because I really don't want to do anything else. I don't want to wake up, work for someone, go home, and then next day do the same thing. I want to work for myself. So I kind of like really felt also in love with the whole process of MMA. And now with breathwork, it goes back to my roots. I go back to myself. I kind of like feel myself again, feel the love inside of me. It's not just MMA. It's not just MMA who gives me joy. It's myself, it's my family, it's my wife. It's my surroundings, which really like help me strive and get through this life and everything. So breathwork connected me a little bit to myself. And then also when it comes to MMA, I had this really good knockout against Kalashnik in my comeback fight.
Mhm.
And then I just crumbled against Kertish, which was such a bad performance from my end. And I'm like proud of losses, especially losses against Benoit and Emir, because I had really good fights against them. But then it comes to Mate Kertish, and I say, oh, that was just a shit fight. And with this fight, I changed so much, and I changed my location and went to Cyprus and everything. And as soon as I start working with the guy from the breathwork, it connected myself again, to the, I can't really explain, but probably connected me to the higher spirit. I found love again. I believed again, and start reading like the Bible and everything again. It just like came from the belief of yourself. I did not really believe in myself after the Kertish loss. I was like kind of like, fuck, I lost this fight and I want to be champion in Octagon, but how can I lose this fight? And then yeah, we just changed so much with the breathwork actually. Yeah,
Yeah, this one here.
yeah,
Man, so yeah, there is something about practicing mindfulness of especially in our line of work where we get so bogged down in things that are very superficial. Like
yes, yes.
social media is incredibly superficial and
Wow.
thinking about it and thinking about likes and interactions and stuff. And like doing breath work, meditating, being mindful. And like that is in spite of traveling around the world and doing cool stuff and exercising. we still have to actually make the effort to be mindful, right?
Yes, 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 yes. 100%. The mind is like, everything starts there, and everything ends there. So your day starts with a thought and your day ends with a thought. So you have like, you are in your head all the time. So as soon as you can control that and really like elevate it, even, it's game changing. It's like, um it's the same with like the weekend. You like say,
Mm.
oh yeah, you really need to win this fight, and then you get the title shot, and blah blah blah. I was like, I already won because this whole preparation has been so great. I had no injuries. I'm healthy. It's all good. I'm happy, and I just go in there and perform and have fun. Everything else will come. With the results, bad. So I really don't care anymore about winning, losing, and all this. I just want to be a good performer. I want to have like really, really good performances, show what I'm capable of. I think I'm such a skilled fighter. I'm a very high level athlete, and especially breathing just elevated my
Oh,
level a little bit.
I love it. Oktagon 73 coming up June 28th. Not fighting too far from home, just going down to Hamburg, Germany. Man, it's nice to be fighting like MMA in Germany. Oktagon is doing amazing things.
They're doing really good, man. I just appreciate them. Like Andre and Pavel, they're doing good work. Even like the matchmaker does really good work. Sometimes there is some small shit politics, but it's probably what they have to do. But overall, shows are great, venues are great, people are great. So I'm really happy with being with Octagon at the moment.
Man, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Best of luck coming up at the
Thank you
fight.
very
And
much.
last word goes to you. Shout out who you need to shout out. Thank you, you need to
Yes,
thank, all that
yes,
good
yeah.
stuff.
Like I say, thank you to all my fans and all my sponsors, obviously, and then all the people who helped me in my fight camp and my fight preparation, especially fight week. Because in fight week we all divas.
Yeah,
we are
cutting
we are
weight
a little
sucks,
pain
man.
in the
Yeah.
ass, I would say. But it's all good. At the end of the day, we're gonna rock this shit, and then on Saturday we're gonna party.
Make sure to subscribe to the LowKick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.